What if I told you that the electric toothbrush industry has spent decades convincing you that a fancier app, a shinier handle, and a $100 price bump will save your teeth, when the dentists who actually test these things, the independent labs running UV-disclosing plaque solutions, and the engineers tearing down motors know that most of what you're paying for is plastic, marketing, and modes you'll never use? The people who actually know, the ones who've spent 300 hours running clinical brushing trials, who've measured decibel levels at 12 inches and tracked battery drain down to the day, they'll tell you the same thing. Most electric toothbrushes on the shelf right now are not worth your money, but 7 of them still are. Here's what most people miss. There's a toothbrush on this list that holds a charge for 9 months on a single plug-in. 9 months. And the one sitting in the #1 spot, it costs less than $50. And independent testing confirmed it runs quieter than everything else on the market while delivering 7 times the plaque removal of a manual brush. That's the kind of thing the big brands don't want you comparing, because it makes their $300 flagships look like over-engineered vanity projects. Hit that subscribe button, because every week we post videos that cut through the noise and tell you exactly what's worth your money and what's just clever packaging designed to empty your wallet. Here are 7 electric toothbrushes you can still trust, ranked from excellent to absolutely essential. Number 7. The Quip 360 Oscillating. The subscription sleeper that quietly outperformed its own siblings. Here's a brand most people write off as a pretty face in a mailbox. Quip built its name on minimalist design and quarterly head refills. And for a while, the brushing power didn't match the aesthetic. That changed. Consumer Reports gave the Quip 360 Oscillating a 77 overall score, with 4 out of 5 for both cleaning and ease of use. The testing backs this up. This is the only oscillating model in Quip's entire lineup, and it actually outperformed at least one of the brand's own sonic brushes in Consumer Reports' cleaning test. Think about that. The company's own oscillating entry beat its sonic sibling. At $55, you get a 2-minute timer, a pressure sensor, and brush head refills on a quarterly subscription so you never forget to swap. Battery performance came in at 3 out of 5, which means you're charging more often than some competitors. But for someone who wants a no-decision oral care routine, this is the lowest friction entry point that still cleans properly. Why does it get overlooked? Because Quip's older models earned a reputation for weak motors and style over substance, and most people never circled back to see that the Rev and the Ultra brought genuinely stronger cleaning action. Number 6. The Burst Pro Sonic, the sensitive gum specialist with a battery life that borders on absurd. Most electric toothbrushes last 2 weeks on a charge, maybe 3 if you baby them. The Burst Pro Sonic holds a charge for up to 9 months. That's not a typo. 9 months on a single charge, with wireless charging and a detachable cord, so your bathroom counter stays clean. But battery life alone doesn't earn a spot on this list. The clinical numbers do. The Burst Pro Sonic removes up to 10 times more plaque than manual brushing and achieves up to 95% greater plaque removal in hard-to-reach areas. Every independent tester who's run these numbers comes away impressed. The soft bristles and built-in pressure sensor make this the brush dentist's hand to patients who've been avoiding electric because they're afraid of bleeding gums. 5 custom modes including sensitive and massage, plus a smart LED display that gives you real-time feedback while you brush. It carries a lifetime warranty, which tells you exactly how much confidence the manufacturer has in the motor. Why does this one fly under the radar? Because Burst is a direct-to-consumer brand without the pharmacy shelf presence of Oral-B or Sonicare. Number 5. The Suri 2.0, the eco-conscious build that a dentist would actually recommend. Every year, over 4 billion toothbrushes end up in landfills or oceans. Suri, short for Sustainable Rituals, looked at that number and built something different. The handle is aluminum, designed to be repaired if it breaks, not thrown away. The brush heads are made from cornstarch and castor oil. The company recycles those heads free of charge in the US and UK. And here's the part that matters for your teeth. It's clinically tested to remove 5 times more plaque than an ADA-approved manual brush. The TouchSense pressure sensor pulses when you're pushing too hard, and clinical results show 4 times healthier gums in 2 weeks. The numbers don't lie. Updated in September of 2025 based on professional feedback, the Suri 2.0 added a UVC light case that kills bacteria and doubles as a charger, extending a battery life that already lasts over 40 days. This is a B Corp certified brand, and while the toothbrush is manufactured in China, the founders made the deliberate choice to keep production centralized rather than ship parts across multiple continents. Number 4. The Oral-B IO Series 7. The mid-range premium that earned the ADA seal and a near-perfect cleaning score. If you're starting to see the pattern, if you're realizing that the relationship between price and performance in electric toothbrushes is nowhere near as clean as the industry wants you to believe, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps this reach people who are actually looking for honest answers about what works. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you're exactly the kind of person who should be here every week. Consumer Reports gave the Oral-B IO Series 7.89 out of 100, with cleaning performance scoring a perfect 5 out of 5. At $200, it sits in the middle of Oral-B's IO lineup, and that positioning is deliberate. You get 5 brushing modes, including Daily Clean, Whiten, Gum Care, Sensitive, and Intense. The smart pressure sensor shows red when you're brushing too hard, green when you're in the sweet spot, and white when you're too light. An interactive display shows your mode, your timer, and your charging progress. The IO Series 7 has earned the American Dental Association's Seal of Acceptance. Every pro who's tested this knows what that means. The magnetic charger gets you from empty to full in 3 hours. Here's the honest truth about the battery. Oral-B's battery life is the weakest of the major brands, and IO models with displays drain down to 10 to 12 days on average. That's real. But the cleaning performance is brilliant. It's quieter than older Oral-B models, and it looks premium on your counter. Number 3. The Sonicare Diamond Clean 9900 Prestige. The flagship that actually earns the flagship price. 62,000 brush strokes per minute. That's the most powerful sonic motor tested to date, and you feel it the moment bristles hit enamel. The Philips Sonicare Diamond Clean 9900 Prestige delivers 15 brushing combinations across 3 intensity levels and 5 preset modes, including Deep Clean, Gum Health, and Sensitive. But raw power isn't what separates this from everything else at the top of the market. Sense IQ technology sits at the core. An adaptive system that learns how you brush, detects if you're pressing too hard or scrubbing instead of guiding, and automatically adjusts intensity to protect your gums and enamel in real time. The A3 Premium All-in-One brush head with multi-angle bristles removes up to 20 times more plaque than a manual toothbrush. Independent testers confirm it. The leather effect travel case keeps the brush charged when you're away from home, and the handle is slim, light, and engineered to stay clean. It retails at around $400, but a 20% discount is common, putting the real purchase price closer to $320. Over 3 years with replacement heads at about $10 each, you're looking at roughly $430 total cost of ownership. That's expensive for a toothbrush, and there's limited justification if another Sonicare at half the price cleans just as well in raw plaque scores. Number 2. The Oral-B Pro 1000, the decade-proven workhorse that 8,000 reviewers can't stop recommending. 8,000 reviews and a decade on the market. That's not hype, that's a track record. The Oral-B Pro 1000 earns every bit of its reputation by doing one thing relentlessly well: removing plaque, oscillating, rotating, and pulsating at 48,800 movements per minute. This technology has been validated in Cochrane-reviewed clinical trials demonstrating statistically significant reductions in both plaque and gingivitis compared to manual brushing. In independent testing, the Pro 1000 reduced UV-disclosing plaque scores from 58 down to 38 over 4 weeks. That's a meaningful improvement with zero setup, zero app pairing, and zero learning curve. Every dentist who's recommended a budget brush knows this one by name. At $50 to $70, you get a 2-minute timer with 30-second quadrant pulses and a pressure sensor. Replacement heads run $6 to $10 each, roughly half the cost of Sonicare heads, which means your annual cost of ownership stays between $24 and $40 for heads alone. That's the lowest in this entire list. Why this one over flashier options twice the price? Because the relationship between price and cleaning performance doesn't track the way the industry wants you to believe. Number 1. The Philips Sonicare 4100 series. The quiet authority that outperforms brushes 3 times its price. Here's what nobody tells you about electric toothbrushes. The best one doesn't cost $200. It doesn't need an app. It doesn't have a color display or 5 brushing modes you'll never touch. At $40 to $50, the Philips Sonicare 4100 series has been trusted by more households than any other Sonicare model, and the reason is brutally simple. It works. 31,000 strokes per minute of sonic vibration creates fluid dynamics that clean around braces, bridges, and crowns without the aggressive oscillation that makes some people's gums bleed. It's clinically proven to remove up to 7 times more plaque than a manual brush along the gum line. The testing backs this up across every independent evaluation. At 52 decibels measured at 12 inches, it's the quietest brush tested, 2 decibels below the next competitor and 9 decibels below the Oral-B Pro 1000. If you've got light sleepers or young children in your house, that matters more than any spec sheet will tell you. The built-in pressure sensor detects when you're pushing too hard and automatically reduces vibration intensity to protect your gums. Battery life tested at 17 days on high intensity and a staggering 41 days on low. 2-minute timer, 30-second pacer. Every feature a dentist recommends, nothing a dentist doesn't. Here's how to actually use it. Charge it, pick an intensity, and brush for 2 minutes twice a day. That's it. No app. No pairing, no decision fatigue. Why does this get overlooked? Because the industry makes more money selling you the $300 model. If you made it all the way to the end, you've just learned something most people never will. The electric toothbrush market is designed to upsell you on features that don't clean your teeth any better. The 7 brushes on this list are the ones that actually earned their spot through testing, clinical data, and real-world durability. Smash that like button if this changed how you think about what's sitting on your bathroom counter. Drop a comment and tell me which one surprised you most. Team Burst Pro Sonic, Team Suri 2.0, Team Sonicare 4100. I read every comment. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. I'd love to have you on this journey with us. Remember, sometimes the best toothbrush isn't the one behind the glass case at the department store. Sometimes it's the $40 brush on the bottom shelf, waiting for you to pick it up and let it do exactly what it was built to do.